There's a growing phenomenon that creates a dangerous situation for worker safety. People working multiple jobs simultaneously, accumulating fatigue levels that no single employer recognizes. This is the side hustle economy meeting industrial work, and the results can be deadly. Here's the situation. Economic pressure forces many workers to hold two, sometimes three jobs. A nurse works hospital shifts and picks up additional shifts at a nursing home. A factory worker has a second job at a warehouse. Someone works their main job during the day and drives for a rideshare service at night. Individually, each job might be within legal hour limits. Combined, workers are doing 60, 70, even 80 hours a week. The cumulative sleep deprivation creates extreme accident risk. No single employer sees the total picture. Your primary employer doesn't know about your second job. Your second employer doesn't know about your first job. Each might think you're working reasonable hours when in reality, you're dangerously fatigued. And workers don't disclose their multiple jobs because they fear losing all of them if employers find out. Let's examine specific scenarios. Healthcare workers often do this. The base hospital pay isn't enough, so they pick up overtime or second jobs. But healthcare requires high cognitive function and emotional regulation. Fatigued healthcare workers make medication errors, miss symptoms, and provide substandard care. Factory or warehouse workers combining multiple physical jobs accumulate fatigue and injury risk. You're already sore from one job, then you go work another physical job. Your body never gets recovery time. Gig workers supplementing traditional employment often work their traditional job, then drive rideshare or deliver food for hours afterward. Drowsy driving is incredibly dangerous to themselves and others. Where are the legal gaps? There's essentially no regulation preventing dangerous total hours when they're split across multiple employers. Each employer is only responsible for the hours they schedule. Total hours tracking across employers doesn't exist in most jurisdictions. Workers can't be honest about their total hours without risking all their jobs. And when accidents occur, liability is complicated. Which employer is responsible when a worker was fatigued from multiple jobs? What can workers do for harm reduction? Honest self-assessment of total work hours is critical. Actually track how much you're working weekly and how much sleep you're getting. Strategic scheduling to ensure minimum sleep. Try to create chunks of time for actual rest rather than working every available hour. And prioritizing primary job safety. If you're going to be fatigued, recognize which job has the highest injury risk and protect yourself there. But let's address the economic critique that needs to happen. Workers needing multiple jobs signals fundamental wage inadequacy. People wouldn't risk their health and safety working 80 hours a week across multiple jobs if one job paid enough to live on. Yet society often blames individuals for poor choices when they're injured due to fatigue from multiple jobs, ignoring the economic structures that force those choices. What policy solutions might help? A living wage that eliminates the necessity of multiple jobs would address the root cause. Total hours tracking across employers could identify workers at risk, though this raises privacy concerns. Fatigue-related accident liability reform might hold all employers proportionally responsible when accidents occur due to cumulative hours. Mandatory rest periods that can't be circumvented by working for different employers could provide baseline protection. This is another area where individual coping strategies can't fully address structural problems. Yes, workers should assess their fatigue honestly and prioritize safety. But the deeper issue is an economy where wages are so inadequate that people must work themselves to exhaustion just to survive.